All right, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakak Wadash. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, which are the men that rule well, the men who taught us his truth, peace, and blessings to the elect of Israel. And as you can tell, you can see in my notes, I got some scriptures written down. It's just a quick exhortation, all right, to remember, that our forefathers were the greatest men to walk this earth. Remember that, okay? And these are, just got some scriptures here, that we should keep in mind. And remember that we're not descendants of just anybody. We're descendants of that chosen line, all right? The so-called, you Israelites out there, man, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, Salakia. And those of you that descend from Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and even those of you that, you may not know, if you do or not, but if your spirit, all right, believes in this truth, this 100% truth, you would have to be an Israelite, man. Okay? Your line would have to go back to one of the sons of Israel. All right? Because in these times, we don't have the papers to prove. It's all through faith. It's all through the Spirit. The scriptures say that the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. Okay? So, I'm going to start off in Tobit, and then I'm going to, get some more scriptures, man. This is, just an exhortation video, man, to remember that, our forefathers, the men before us, were the greatest men to walk this earth. Okay? So it says, Tobit 4:12, but beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers, and take not a strange woman to wife, which is not of thy father's tribe. And here's the point. For we are the children of the prophets, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even they all married wives of their own kindred, and were blessing, and were blessed in their children, their seed shall inherit the land. Right, but the point was that we are the children of the prophets, all right? Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And if you know anything about these men, if you know some biblical history on these men, these were men that served and feared the Lord through faith, man. All right? Each and every single one of these men, you can go back and read about their righteousness, man. The righteous deeds that they committed, the righteous deeds that they did, okay? Most importantly, the main attribute that you notice among these men is faith. Okay? These men all had faith in Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. All right? And we have to remember, Salakia, that these are our forefathers, man. All right? We come from those men. We come from that royal lineage. Okay? This is Genesis 32:27, and he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And which in the Hebrew that's Yaiqua, which means supplanter. All right, and this is our forefather. Okay, he is the progenitor of the patriarchs of the nation of Israel. Verse 28, and he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel, which when you break that word down, Israel in the Hebrew, it would be Yashar Allah, which Yah means he, Shar means prince, Allah means power. He, prince power. All right, and it's going to say right here, for as a prince hast thou power with the Most High and with men, and has prevailed. Right, because when you read the story, which you can look at it spiritually as well, how Jacob wrestled with an angel, all right, for a blessing, all right, which, spiritually speaking, just to connect it spiritually to how we are today, we're in that same lot, how we're wrestling spiritually, all right, to receive that blessing. What blessing? To inherit the kingdom, the first go round, to be the first fruits, all right, we're wrestling to receive that. We're fighting for it. We're striving for it, okay, we're pressing toward the mark, and we're spiritually doing that today. We're spiritually wrestling today, man. Okay? Trying to get to the kingdom. Fighting for that blessing, that crown of life. All right? Which the Most High promised to them that love him. It says, Salaki, now I'm going to go to the next scripture. Psalms 105, verse 6. O ye seed of Abraham, his servant, ye children of Jacob, his chosen. He is the Lord, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, our power. His judgments are in all the earth. He hath remembered his covenant forever, the word which he commanded to 1,000 generations. And we have to remember this, man. We have to remember that the covenant is with the nation of Israel. Or we have to remember that, the Most High is not a man that he should lie. Okay? And he's still, with us, man. All right? And especially those of you who he has woken up, who He's brought to the remembrance of who you are, all right, the Lord has love for you, all right, to bring you back to your nationality, because He didn't have to do that. There's Israelites out there that don't know that they're Israel, all right. They're even taught that they're Israel and don't accept it, all right. That's a scary thing, man. So we're blessed to be in this and be serving the Lord in the 100% truth, the correct way, all right. And we have to remember the attributes of our forefathers. They had faith. That's the main thing. And Lord willing, I'll get Hebrews 11 before I get to Hebrews 8. But it says, verse 9, which covenant He made with Abraham and His oath unto Isaac, right? Because of out of Abraham's sons, Isaac was the chosen. All right. When you read in Genesis, it says, verse 10, and confirmed the same unto Jacob for a law and to Israel for an everlasting covenant, right? Because we made, out of between Jacob and Esau, all right, Jacob was chosen, okay? And then he had sons, and the covenant was made with the tribes, man, when we left Egypt. Okay, and I'm going to get Hebrews 11. Hebrews 11 and 7. By faith, Noah, which I'm reading about Noah first because we read in Tobit that it was Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which these men are going to be mentioned. All right. By faith, Noah, being warned of the Most High of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith. Right? That's the main thing we have to remember, man. The faith that our forefathers had. All right? The attributes they had. Read about them, man. All right? Read about Abraham. The way he moved, man. It lets you know how to move today if you want to please the Lord. All right? He did everything that the Lord told him to do. To obey is better than sacrifice, man. All right? And right now, what we're doing is our sacrifice. Okay? Our actions, all right? Us speaking on the highways and the hedges. Us serving Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, that's our new sacrifice. All right. So it says, verse 8, by faith Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed, and he went out not knowing whither he went. By faith he sojourned in the land of promise, as in a strange country, dwelling in tabernacles with Isaac and Jacob, the heirs with him of the same promise. For he looked for a city which hath foundations, whose builder and maker is the Most High. When you keep reading, you can keep reading it yourself. It speaks about faith, man. All right. As a matter of fact, let me read this one real quick. Spirit, I skipped down to it. All right. Hebrews 11 and 17. By faith, Abraham, when he was tried, offered up Isaac, and Salakia, and he that had received the promises offered up his only begotten son, of whom it was said that in Isaac shall thy seed be called, right? Because the line would that blessing would come through Isaac. But Abraham, his faith was so great, he still believed in the Most High, man. All right, even when he was, told to offer up Isaac. All right, he still had faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Verse 19, accounting that the Most High was able to raise him up, even from the dead, from whence also he received him in a figure. All right. Continuing on, it says, by faith Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau concerning things to come, right? Because when you read in Genesis the 27th chapter, Jacob had supplanted for the blessing, right? And when you really get the spiritual understanding of it, all right, Esau still received a blessing to fulfill in these times, man. All right, so it says. Verse 21, by faith Jacob, when he was dying, blessed both the sons of Joseph and worshiped, leaning upon the top of his staff. Right, which that's, going into that story of, when Jacob blessed Ephraim and Manasseh, if I'm not mistaken. All right. And the point is that these men, all right, that walked the earth, man, were our forefathers, man, and they were written about. All right. These are the men whose example we should take after, man. All right, because they knew how to please the Lord. All right, they did it the right way. Okay, your best bet, read of Abraham, the things that he did on his journey, that the Lord took him on. All right, because you learn Abraham was obedient and had a faith, man, believed in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. All right, because he left his father's house, man, to fearing the Lord, man. All right, this is Hebrews 8:10. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. All right, and the reason why I'm bringing this out, all right, is because we have to remember that, the end game, man. We have to remember that that covenant is still with the nation of Israel. All right, and we have to we want to inherit this, and for us to inherit it, we have to remain faithful, do what we got to do, and endure unto the end, man. Hebrews 8:10. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people. Right, because we'll have the laws written on our inward parts. We won't go off anymore. We'll be perfect in the sight of the Lord, man. It says, and they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me from the least to the greatest. Yeah, because we're all going to know how to serve the Lord. The scriptures speak about us being a nation of kings and priests. All right, we're all going to be perfect in the kingdom. Okay, we're all going to be servants of the Lord. All right, we're all, of course, in the proper order. But all of Israel, will be saved in the very end. When the ones who perished on this side come back. They'll be in the kingdom, man. There is such thing as reincarnation according to the scriptures. And it reads, verse 12, for I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities will I remember no more. In that he saith, a new covenant he hath made the first old. Now that which decayeth and waxeth old is ready to vanish away. Right? We have to remember that as well, man. All right, that's because what? That all goes back to these men, man. All right, that promise that was made to our forefathers, it still holds to this very day, man. All right, the kingdom beginning, it's gonna, when Yahweh comes back, man, he's gonna be, the head of it, man. Okay, Yahweh on down, man. All right, in the proper order, the elect. All right, because it begins, with the elect, man. Okay, remember we're that our forefathers were the greatest men to walk on this planet Earth, man. All right, and what? They were the servants of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, and we're descendants of these men. All right, hence us that are in the truth that we're called, we're servants of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai as well, man. All right, so with that, I want to give all praise to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Rakak, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, men who rule well, men who taught us the truth. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.